David. We try to get everybody on video, so we all know who everybody is. Vicky.
Your Aunt Candy.
Mary.
Part of the pod.
Oh. If I got you on camera good enough or not. Deborah Allen from Levi and Cynthia. And you're from? Bridgeport.
Not very far from here.
Lucky.
Yes, Lawrence County. That's John W. Ruar. That's Cynthia Couch's son.
Wow.
And that's Cynthia Ruar. He's a catcher.
Your name is?
Catcher.
Okay. And where are you from?
He's in the Coach City, Indiana.
Okay. And you're related on the Higgins side?
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing. OCC, they call it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And
Caught on camera, don't you?
this is Marshall and Dorothy. And you're all from Olney. All right. And how are you related to the Higgins-Mapes? All through her?
Higgins.
Okay.
Ransom Higgins on down.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you all for coming.
There, and there's a rapids between there and right here Crawfish Creek, but they jumped the rapids, I guess. It depends upon what kind of year it was and how high the water level is too. But anyway, many of them came off the river onto Crawfish Creek, and there had been Indians living here, and Indians were very friendly. The Piankashaw are the ones that mostly settled this area. There was others that came in and out, warring tribes, and there was some killings and stuff like that, you know. But they always have that with Indians and whites. What is the name of this? But this was a very low-lying area, and that creek was, I don't know if it wasn't good water. I've heard different people say that it was bad water in the creek, and other people saying there was weeds that cows ate and people died of milk sickness. But the Indians warned them that it wasn't a good place. You know, it was a bad place to live, and they warned them to get away. But anyway, they built a courthouse here and had the county seat here. And when it was the whole up to Wisconsin. Edwards County was all the way up to Wisconsin.
So there were buildings here.
There were a lot of buildings here.
Just right in front of us here?
Yeah, that's this way and probably on the other side of the creek too. I don't think anyone knows specifically, but there is a plant of Palmyra.
Oh, okay. Now this is this Crawfish Creek you're talking about?
Yeah. Now, this may be a little offshoot of Crawfish Creek
Really
right
up here,
that creek.
and it empties into the Wabash River.
Yes. And of course, it would have been an easy way for them to get off the river, because a lot of your places along the river are higher bluffs.
Sure. Now, how far are we really from the Wabash at this point?
Right on the other side of that tree.
Just really
very close.
Very close.
And this is the creek. See that bridge right there? All of this land on both sides of this road flood twice a year. It's all flooded.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Twice a year.
Even with folks living here, huh?
Well, there's some houses that we'll see up here. They're just a little bit on of a rise.
They told us.
Where if you look at that house, you'll see there's a gate in front of it. I've been down through here, and my husband or my dad used to pump wells down around here. And that just goes up to that gate and doesn't go any further. I have never seen it any farther.
Now,
and Route 1 was dug out some of on the side of the road to build up the road too.
Oh, okay.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't also. Because see how it just goes way down? It looks to me like this at one time may have been built up.
Now, on the web page, there's a plaque that says Old Palmyra. Is that around here somewhere?
Yeah, we're going to go in a minute. No, because originally this was the old highway, and the DAR put it out here. But by George, they built a new highway. So then they had to move it. She ain't done yet. Now they're going to be moved downtown because it's going to be at the museum.
You know, I haven't figured out how they even allowed that.
Well, the DAR said yes, so they're going to do it.
Well, that's wonderful, but, you know, because...
But it won't mark the site.
No, it won't mark the site, but that doesn't either. But the reason why they moved that is it's sit right here by this abutment. That's where it was when it was dedicated in 1933 by the DAR. but it flooded around here a lot.
Ah.
And I don't think they thought the rock would float away, but they thought it was better to have it up where more people could see it all the time.
So this was originally the main highway,
Highway one.
north-south? This was the Highway 1
Years ago.
Oh, I'd say before the 40s.
Before the 40s.
Before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else you may or may not know, and you might have mentioned it, I was talking, but there was a big, bad, like plague here, milk sickness and other ailments. It's low land. The Indians told the white people not to be here because of the fevers, and they wouldn't stay here. But that didn't matter. Guard and those people set up the community. Well, over time, that did happen, and the big milk sickness in the 1800s, and I can't tell you the date, but so many people died that they had big mounds, burial mounds. And you'll find that in a story that's back there on the table by John Franklin Couch. As a young boy, he came down here with some buddies, and they were just doing different things, and they were going fishing, and he just sat, and he noticed some of these mounds, and an old timer comes by and tells him the story. Now, this is according to John Franklin Couch, but you can read about it in that Work and Play in Old Palmyra, I believe is the name of it. And he talks about the man told him what had happened here and why the people left. So you might be interested in seeing that. But there also were Indian mounds
That
here.
story's in the Mount Carmel Library.
There were
Anybody wants to
mounds
of
read it,
people
or
that
get a
came
copy.
here.
Well, that's
I
good.
got
Dead
my
people
copy.
that
But
died.
the
Mounds
stones
of
have been
stone-
gone
of,
a long
bone.
time, what stones there would have been. And early days, they may not even had stones. There may have just been wooden markers or not much of a marker
And
at
if the
all.
Wabash came up, that would be the end of that.
And so nobody knows
Yeah, we lost
anything
our deckers
about.
that way.
But yeah, but this down in here will be flooded. On that side of the road is flooded still twice a year. This road's been built up. Huh?
Why did they build this?
This was a road, you know, like to go into the community.
Yeah.
Over the
No,
creek.
the bridge was in early days, there was oil wells right here. And then you got oil and you want to get your oil out. Because my dad used to pump some oil wells right here.
There you go, Nancy.
And I've been down across the bridge when you could go across it.
Did you actually ever see the river?
When was this made
Huh?
then? The bridge is, this bridge work, when was it made? Around 1910
Who knows?
or
I don't
so?
know. It was there when I was a kid. That's all I know. I was born in 46.
Oh, you said me giant.
But there's other stories, and 1993 County History has a real good information about Palmyra.
What she's telling you is in the back of that blue handout I gave you. That whole story about Palmyra. It's about 4 pages long.
Didn't Abraham Lincoln's mother die of milk sickness?
Yes, she did.
It was common.
I didn't realize until this. I thought maybe they got from having the babies, but what it was the cows.
The cows ate the weeds.
It was the weeds that they ate.
Yeah, and I didn't, you know, duh. Most of my history.
But
is
there's not
repeated,
anybody really around anymore that knows much of anything, and so we just have some of the stories like John Couch gave us. And Dallas Crum has gathered quite a bit of information. He's the one that wrote the story on Palmyra.
Yes, he did.
History
It's
book.
wonderful. Long.
Yeah, he did.
The one thing that's missing, and he doesn't have it, they put out an ad in the Vincennes, not Sun, but another.
Oh, I've got the ad.
I'd love to have a copy of it.
Yeah, they did.
An ad by the people advertising for our people to come live here.
Oh, that'd be.
Go ahead and tell about it, Nancy.
Well, actually, it was Palmyra, but it was the three found. It was the Hines that did it, and he was founding Mount Carmel. But he advertised for Mount Carmel, but there was someone else that must have. Well, it couldn't have been Hines.
I thought was Seth Gard put an ad in
He
the
could
Vincennes paper.
have, but I've got a copy of it because it was in the Vincennes paper, and it was supposed to have been sent overseas too.
Wow.
And it's supposed to have been in papers in England. And they were advertising people to come here. And I believe Hines did the same thing with Mount Carmel.
And I don't doubt it. And they may be aware that, you know, Flowers from Albion was an Englishman. He helped found that place. And then weren't the Rappites from, where were they from? They're probably
German.
from further north.
They were German. descended.
Rappites were German.
New Harmony.
They were German
But
descended, but
Owens
they
took
came
that over.
Owens took that over, and they might have been English.
See, I have Polsey County. I have my Moorheads down there.
The Rappites came from Dutch Pennsylvania.
Well, they were German.
When they came here.
Harmony.
And they did have a big settlement in New Harmony.
Right.
And they believed in really socialistic ideas.
Let's see, yeah.
And it didn't work out because there wasn't enough people to
Well,
work.
I'll tell you, no, then that's Owen.
Highway?
Oh, okay. When we take off, we're going to just go to the end of this road and take it right back up on Route 1. And you're going to be a little leery when you get there because it's an incline and you can't see the road on the other side, but that road is just immediately across. And we're going to just cross the highway, and then it winds around to the right, and the marker will be there. But about how big Palmyra was, there is a plat map and it has been documented exactly where it was. But I think in my own mind that it was probably spread across this way too, because this is just a little bit higher ground over here, and it just makes sense to me. I'm going for the higher ground. And all over there it's still flooded, but part of that is because this highway was built up. So they probably dug out part of it and made it higher, so the road wouldn't get flooded out.
Now, this was also a part of Palmyra? Was it that big that it spread out?
Well, there was a number of people there. I don't know if we have any population counts or documentation of that, because a lot of the early records from there are gone. But there are some back in the 1820s in the courthouse.
And so, but Nancy knows much more because her people are from out here.
But, well, see, there had to be a path or something, because that's too far off the main road.
Huh.
I mean, that's a school. If you say it's a school, I believe it.
That's what that man told me.
But ordinarily, your schools are on the road.
So this is the old Timberville?
Where do they access the field at?
Huh?
Where do they go into the fields at?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. If that's the OK school, how the access? They got to.
No comments.
You know
This
what
road
I'm
has.
Look on my face. Wherever those trees are, I figured there was something.
You poor thing. Oh my God.
Schools are close to your road for access for kids.
It's mainly to give you the idea that this is the area of Old
this is the
Timberville.
area. Uh-huh.
And there's a cemetery that the Higgins man knew about, and it's over in that direction.
You mean the Armstrong Cemetery?
No, I don't believe so. I'll show you this map. I don't know if I got it with me, but is Armstrong that way, but not very far?
Yeah.
Okay, then it probably was Armstrong.
Armstrong P.O. was the first post office box in the county. And there's a man that he's got an envelope that's got P.O. Box Armstrong on it. And he's got it in safety deposit box. I'd like to see that sometime. Make a copy of it. And he's also
That building don't look as tall to me as it did the other day. It looked like a two-story
the Allendale post office.
That's where I stood.
But this is the Compton.
She just thought of it on the way.
Cemetery, and this is the exact site of Fort Compton. And this creek over here is Cocoa Creek. That's where they got their water source. And Levi Compton and Joshua Jordan came up from Kentucky in 1804 and landed over here on the river and then kind of come back this way. And during the uprising of the Indians back in the 1810, 11, 12, 1810 to, they built a fort, Fort Compton, Fort Barney, Fort Wood, and then around Mount Carmel was Fort Greathouse. But they were fortifications where people gathered when the Indians were causing trouble. And there was some massacres in this area of people killed massacres. I mean, you know, they get in a skirmish and a fight and, you know, whatever.
Compton, Barney, and Wood. Well, we're seeing Barney and Wood. Why not Compton?
They formed a triangle, and to make it easier for the congregation that were coming from different places to meet, they got in the middle of these three forts.
What were the forts for?
The forts were actually for protection.
To see if the flock still works. However,
That's split off.
How many? I can't remember how many stones are actually here that you could see.
Before there was about 16 maybe,
16?
or something like that. But you
I
try,
think Doug, I think you're right. I think I've heard close to that number.
but it's hard to see. I mean, probably especially now. I mean, then I can't hear the grass. It wasn't this high maybe at the time. I've been earlier in spring or something. Yeah.
these are early stones, correct?
Yeah.
Is this the earliest Higgins family people?
I didn't step in it.
Beautiful pews.
Is this the original?
He has most of the old church records on the CDs.
Okay, one in the back. Oh, I was supposed to open that.
know, we lost you, and then we saw you turn the other way.
Well, we were following well, and you got lost. Now I got lost.
I knew, we knew where it was.
Well, we were following, and then I got, and then Lindsay knows where to go, but I'm right.